Hey there, super spellers. Glad you're back. It's Miss A, and you know who? Cousin Echo. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, here we go. Let's practice our sounds before we review what we learned in our last lesson and practice our new pattern that we learned last time. You know the drill. I say it, you repeat it with Cousin Echo. Here we go. E-Y key E. E-Y key E. I-N-D find eind. I-N-D find eind. I sure hope you're saying it with Cousin Echo for that practice. U-E blue U. U-E blue U. A-E safe A. A-E safe A. O-I coin oi. O-I coin oi. J jug j. J jug j. O-W plow ow. O-W plow ow. U-E rescue you. U-E rescue you. A all ball all. A all ball all. U-E mule you. U-E mule you. All right, nicely done. Thank you, Cousin Echo. Thank you. Thank you. All right. What is our word of the day? I bet if you look at our picture clues on the bottom, you can figure out what our word of the day is. I want you to tell me what you think it means. And then we're going to practice how do we mark it up and put it in a sentence. So now's a great time. If you don't have materials in front of you, go ahead and grab a notebook, a pen, a paper, a pad of paper, a sticky note, back of a cereal box, whatever you can find, and something to write with, a pencil or a crayon, something that will work for you. So if you don't have those materials yet, pause the video now and grab what you need. All right, what are all three of these creatures? What do they all have in common? All three of them are a reptile. You got it, a reptile. All right, look closely at that word reptile. What do you notice? Yep, I see 3 vowel letters. Now let's say it and let's hear for how many vowel sounds we hear. Reptile. I-O. Reptile. How many syllables? Reptile. I'm hearing 2 syllables, which means we have 2 vowel sounds. So there must be 2 vowel letters in this word working together to make 1 sound. Do you know which ones they are? That's right, just like we learned yesterday, that bossy mama E, who can't say anything, but she's still so bossy. Hey, you say your name. She can jump over 1 consonant and say I. Come on, say your name. All right, now what does reptile mean? That's right. It's a cold-blooded animal family who all have a type of scaly and rough skin that is unlike ours. There's no hair and there's nothing that we have. Those are reptiles. These are examples of reptiles down here. All right, now write this word, reptile, on your paper. Maybe you have a whiteboard, whatever scrap you might have in front of you. I want you to write the word reptile. And then I want you to practice marking it up based on what we learned last time. First, scoop the syllables that you hear. Reptile. What does yours look like? Does it look like this? Nice. Now I want you to label each syllable. What is this syllable? R-E-P. You can tap it out. Rep, rep. That vowel is closed on the end and the beginning by 2 consonants, so it's a closed syllable. So I'm going to write a C for a closed syllable. What sound is E making? Eddie, It's a short E, so I'm going to give it a short line. Now, how about this second syllable? What do we know about this one? What did we just learn last time? That's right, a vowel consonant E syllable. Make sure that that vowel says its name. So we label that vowel consonant E, and we put a long symbol above the I because the I is a long I saying its name. And we cross out that E because it's a silent E. It's actually not saying anything. It's that bossy mama. Hey, you I, you say your name. Okay, now I want you to pause and I want you to write the word reptile in a sentence. A complete sentence has two parts. It has a subject, so our subject is going to be the reptile, and it has a predicate. What is that subject doing? The reptile is slithering slowly. Or a reptile is sometimes called cold-blooded. Give me the subject of reptile and give me a predicate about that reptile. Make sure you check your sentence and it starts with a capital and ends with a period. Pause the video now to write your sentence and then push play again when you're ready to move on. All right, now let's review some of these similar closed syllables that we've looked at in the past. We have looked at eind, eild, old, olt, and ost. That's right. These are all familiar to us and ones that we have worked on in the past. Now, what can you tell me these all have in common? These are all exceptions to the rule. That's right. Every single one of these has exceptions when they are their own syllable. So just like in the closed syllable, when sometimes you see IN for inside, or you see bat for Batman, these are both considered closed syllables. The bat, the vowel is definitely closed by two consonants, but there's always an exception, and this exception makes the I closed at the end by the end, but not on both sides. So there's always exceptions or rule breakers to the rule. So just like these exceptions over here that we've learned about in the past, we are going to look at another exception to the vowel consonant E rule. What does exception mean exactly? That's right. That means it is the one special time that it doesn't follow the rule that every other time is followed. Okay, I want you to look at the letters on your screen and I want you to tap them out. G, I, V. I usually says I. There's no bossy mama E making it say its name, but it doesn't look like G, I, V. G, I, V. Now here's that time when it's an exception. V never, ever, ever likes to be alone at the end of a word. Ever. He refuses. He is so stubborn. He crosses his arms, those two little arms that he has, and he says, no, I will not be at the end of a word. Ever, ever, ever. We add an E to the end of a word just like we do in the rule that we learned yesterday to make the I say its name. So sometimes the E has two jobs. In this word, the E has two jobs. It's a bossy mama telling the I say its name, and it holds a place because the V refuses to be at the end of a word. You will never see a V at the end of a word. Go hunt for one. Give it a try. See if you can find one. So remember, we add an E to the end of this word because the V refuses to be at the end of a word alone. And E is so kind, just like when E is at bossy mama and tells the I to say its name, reminds that I to say its name. The E is again volunteering his services to hold the place at the end because the V is too scared to be at the end of the line. So here is our keyword sound. Here's a new one. It's a new sound. It's a new sound. Oh, yeah, it's a new sound. Here we go. Get ready for Cousin Echo. IVE, give, if. IVE, give, if. All right, now let's practice this new sound. New sound exception. All right, how about this word? What is it? That's right, olive. Olive. How would you mark it up? Usually, give it a pause on the video if you need some time. Write the word olive and see if you can mark it up. Wait a minute. This is an exception. Instead of the E making the I say I, all I've, it's just holding the place because the V is too scared to be at the end. But it's still a vowel consonant E syllable. So how would you mark it up, Mavs? Give it a go. What would you do? Pause the video if you need some time. Write it down and then come back here to check it with me. All right, let's check it. What'd you do? Scoop that first syllable, all, if, good. Closed syllable, because there's a consonant after that vowel, and it's still a vowel consonant E like we learned yesterday. Instead of that I saying its name, it's an exception. The only reason the E is there is because the V is too scared to be at the end. That E is not making the I say its name. Do you see the mark? It's a short vowel mark that's curved. It's not a straight, long vowel mark like we practiced yesterday with IVE. What's the last thing you have to do? Oh, something new. Everybody show me your X. X out that VE because it's not following the regular standard pattern we learned yesterday. So you add that extra X on top to show that yes, it's a vowel consonant E, but no, it's not following the pattern of the E making the I say its name. All right, let's practice some more. Here we go, super spellers. Super spellers, super spellers. Captive, write it. I'm gonna do it with you. Mark it up. Scoop it first. Captive, captive. Label each syllable. K-ap. That A is closed. T-if. But the I is saying I instead of I. So it's a vowel consonant E syllable. The A is saying ah, short A, I, also short I. That E is not saying anything. And it's also not making the I say its name. Oh, so it's a rule breaker. What does yours look like? Are you ready? Let's check it together. Does yours look like this? If you're not sure why, rewind the video and watch one more time why we add an X or any part that you may have missed. That's okay, it takes practice. Let's check it. Scoop the two syllables, 1, 2, got it. Identify the types of syllables or the kinds of syllables. Every word is made up of different kinds. We've learned several so far. The A is closed by the C and the P. Vowel, consonant, E, because there's a vowel, a consonant, and an E. But that E is not making the I say its name, so there's going to be some different markings on the top. X it out. It's an exception because the I is not saying its name. What kind of sounds? Long I. The E is not saying anything. Nicely done. Try 5. Give it a go. Try 5. Pause the video now and mark up 5. Oh, glad you're back. Let's check it together. sometimes the E has two jobs, just like we talked about. I. The E is making the I say its name, and it's holding the place after a V because that V is too scared to be at the end. So it's one syllable. Good job. Who got that tricky one? What type of syllable? Vowel, consonant, E. The I is making the I say its name. So are we going to exit out? Oh, we are, because there's a V at the end. Whoa, that is some tricky stuff. That V is making the vowel say its name, but it's also holding the place at the end. So you have to include that X to show that the E is doing both jobs. Nicely done. Okay, now sometimes IVE is just a word part chunk like live, give, but sometimes it's a suffix. Do you remember what a suffix is? A suffix is a part of a word that has its own meaning. This video that we're about to watch talks about what prefixes are and what suffixes are. I want you to listen in for just the suffix. Here's our base word that we're going to look at, act, and here's our suffix, ive. Our whole word is active. So I want you to tune in to what is a suffix. All right, here we go.
Can you hear what fits before the root of the word, before the word is heard? That's a prefix, there it sits. Once it becomes applied, the word is modified. Like this, discovered, triangle, submarine, subterranean, in some way. Now that the word has changed, that will be something new for us to say. Can you hear what fits after the root of a word, after the word is heard? That's a suffix, there it sits. Once it becomes applied, the word is modified. Like full and full in beginning. There's happiness, thoughtfulness, goodness, and kindness. Now that the word has changed, that will be something new for us to say. Here's a few prefixes just for you. Empty, counter, extra, hyper, ultra, semi, just to name a few. Now that we know what suffixes do, each and every able guys will help you too. And it's true, some words have two. Reconstruction, disagreement, unlikely reaction. Now that the words have changed, that will be something new for us to say.
All right, what's a suffix? That's right, it's a word part at an end of a word. Usually it holds its own meaning. So let's practice what that can look and sound like. Because IVE can often be a suffix, not always, but it can sometimes be a suffix in a word. You have to listen really carefully to the words to hear if there's a base word or a root word. If there is, like act is its own word. So if you add ive to it, then that means that it's a suffix because act is its base word and ive shows us that you are being active, you are doing it. Because ive as a suffix means you are describing something or it's actually happening. So let's look at a couple words. What is this word? That's right, olive. In this word is IVE a suffix? Well, is all a base word? Is that its own word? No. So it's actually just a syllable chunk in this word. How about in this word? Is IVE a suffix? That's right, because it has a base word or a root word of construct. So construct is to build something or do something. Constructive means it's happening, it's helping, it's being built, it's being helpful. Nicely done. All right, we have a lot of new things that we've learned from the last lesson and this lesson. So let's start practicing. Okay, the first word I want you to try on your scratch paper or your mini whiteboard or whatever you might have is disruptive. It's a challenge. Disruptive. See if you can count how many syllables. Disruptive. Disruptive. Okay. Pause the video and give it a try. What'd you come up with? Does it look like this? Now is the IVE vowel consonant E, is it a suffix in this word? That's right, it is, because this word has a base word or a root word, disrupt. So to disrupt something, to throw it off and to mess it up, that's your base word and your root word. If someone is being disruptive, then they're throwing something off. They're interrupting something. They're messing something up. Nicely done. So that's an example of when the IVE, vowel consonant E, is in fact a suffix. Okay, next word. Erase your board if you have a board. Find a clean spot on your scratch paper if you have scratch paper. I'm going to give you 2 words, and I want you to mark them up. So first, count the syllables and do your best spelling, and then I want you to mark them up. Explode. Oh, man. My brother was so mad he was about to explode. Pause the video and try explode. Okay, next one. I want you to try caveman. Caveman. Write all the sounds you hear. Think about the patterns you know. Sorry, Baby Dane's being really helpful. Think about the patterns you know. Check it with your eyes. Think about what syllables need, how many vowel sounds. Okay, now I want you to try to mark up explode. And I want you to try to mark up caveman. Try explode first. Explode. Scoop the syllables first. Then mark which kind. Mark the vowel sounds, long or short. All right, here's what I have. Explode. EX is a closed syllable because the X is closing the E off. The E says eh, so it's a short E. Plode is my second syllable. Vowel consonant E. That boxy mama is making the E say its name, so do I cross out the vowel consonant E? No, we don't cross it out because it's not a V at the end. That bossy mama E is there doing her job, making that O say his name. Long O. Explode. Nicely done. Okay, mark up caveman. See if you can mark up caveman. Caveman. Scoop the syllables first. Caveman. And then mark it up. Be careful. I'm trying to trick you. What type of syllable? What are the vowel sounds? All right, does it look like this? I switched them on you. We have a vowel consonant E at the beginning. The A says its name because that E can jump over one consonant. And a closed at the end with man. Nicely done. Way to go, super spellers. I'm proud of your hard work and your perseverance. Remember, if you head over to our Google Classroom and you want some extra practice with this week's trick words, head to our Literacy Google Classroom and you'll find this FUNdation trick word practice there. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you next time. Bye.